their clients and hopefully work less. And so for those of you here on the Zoom call, thank you for being here. Kathy, hi, Robert, good to have you here. We're also streaming this. And we will talk about, as independent consultants, how we can have a better life. Yes, because if you are uh, resenting your clients right now, if you feel that you pour your heart out and give your clients everything, feel underpaid, when you find yourself working on weekends and chunking out the reports, going way out of your way to serve your clients, and you're still not enjoying the life of like an independent consultant, then maybe it's time to think about how to get a better client. So for those who don't know me yet, my name is Andrew Lawless. I've been an independent consultant for over 15 years. And now I'm focused on helping independent consultants and business coaches to grow to $1 million. And in this workshop, I will share with you strategies for getting better clients, making more money, so that you can enjoy your life as well. In particular, we'll be focusing today on how to target high value clients so that when you leave here in a few minutes, you get started right away and get those clients. All right. So I know the importance of having good clients from my own experience. In 2011, I remember that I just recovered from the global financial crisis of 2008, 2009, and so I had a Honda Civic, a 20-year-old Honda Civic with no frills. Not the AC wasn't working, and had a number of small business clients as a consultant, and I was tired. My son was just born. It was almost not there. It was never there. I worked on weekends, and I felt underpaid. I felt tired. I felt I wasn't doing my job as a husband, as a father, and I missed out on life. And I felt that I give so much and I'm underpaid. And then I got a client, a huge client in the medical devices, life science arena. And they invited me to Philadelphia. And I drove my Honda Civic without AC in 105 degrees outside. And before that, I went to McDonald's and cleaned up and went to the office. And there I met a client, and she was so generous. And not only was she supportive of my work, but she wanted me to grow. And those are the best clients that we can have, right? Not just that they pay well, but they are also helping us to grow. And these are the clients that we want to find here right now. Who here is with me? Give me like a thumbs up, or when you're watching it streaming, hey, thank you. When you're streaming, put it into the chat box. Send me or in the comment box. Yes, I'm in. All right, awesome. So that's my story, and so let's dive right in. Okay, so because when we as consultants, and here let me for those who on the Zoom call, let me share my screen so that you can see that better. Okay, give me a second. So here, all right. So um, here we are. Oops. Okay, can I perfect. So what we want, right, is that we all want more money. We want make more money with the best clients that we can find, so that we can also enjoy our lifestyles. And when it comes to making money, it's really about three things, right? It's about the positioning, so how we position ourselves in the market. We'll talk about that in a moment. Um, how we structure our offers and our pricing. And most people that I see here right now that are actually on the call, I can tell you already, because it's true for people that most people that I talk to, when I first talk to them, you are underpricing yourselves. So it's a matter of pricing. And is it true that you have colleagues that who know less than you know, are less experienced than you are, and they charge 5 times more, 2 times more, and their book of business is full? Yes, pricing is the key to that. So we'll talk about that, maybe not today, but another time. So when it comes to finding your ideal clients that enable you to, where you want to position yourselves, then it's really a matter of how you target them. Yes, meaning how to find them. Once you found them, how you engage them, and how you convert them into clients. It's like it's sales 101, but when we want high value clients, there's a different psychology that we're going to cover in a moment. So when it comes to lifestyle, what that really comes down to us consultants and business coaches is having a self-running organization, meaning having an organization that can function with us, without us, when we're absent. When we take a vacation for 2 weeks, our operations are still delivering to clients. Our clients are still getting value. That's what we call a self-running organization. And most of the business coaches and consultants I work with, when I start out, when they're gone, there's no income, right? Because everything, or a lot of things are dependent on them actually churning out the hours. So this is a self-running organization. The second is we want to be in flow. What that means is that we use where we all our skills and talents where we actually provide value. And most of us, when we start out, we don't have that value, right? So we don't. I don't know. We are the ones that change the toilet paper. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. By the way, for some reason, as that always happens, my lights just went out in the entire house. Can everybody here still see me and hear me? Sorry, I don't know that. Can you just, yeah, okay, thank you. Awesome. Give me a second. It's always something when I do those things. Okay, so that's that. Where were we? So we all do things that we are not good at, we don't like, but we feel that we need to do them. Yes, maybe writing reports, giving PowerPoint presentation, talking to clients, doing interviews, triaging things, talking to people that are not necessarily in our wavelengths, and so on. So when I talk about Flow Finder, then it's really about our ability. We own this business. We should be able to decide that we're only doing what's fun and where we provide value, and everything else needs to be delegated or dumped or changed. Okay, that's when I want to talk about the Flow Finder. And then it's about the experience that we build into our lives. And this, everybody, is so super important. When I talk to my clients or when we start out, I always ask them at one point, what is your vision of yourself? And like when you're ultimately successful, how would you show up differently in this world? What would you do differently? And I usually get a totally different version of a person that tell me I would go more on vacation, I would read more, I would spend more time with my family, I would do this, I would be more calmer, I would meditate more, I would be more engaged in the communities. The challenge here is if we don't build that into our lives from the get-go, it's never going to happen because we're not going to make that space. And in order to have that balance in life, that meaning in life, we need to make space for those experiences right away, today. Yes. So, but today, what we're going to do is on we will be focusing on targeting clients in particular and go a little bit into the positioning. All right, makes sense? Give me like when your chat box, comment box, put it in the comments or give me a thumbs up. Awesome. So when we talk about targeting, there are first let's check in where clients are. All right, so let me do this here real quick. So we have 4 type of people that we can target, and there's no right or wrong. I just want to make sure that everybody understands, is clear on who you want to target and what the difference is in the mentality as well. So we have clients or prospects that are either failing or those that are struggling. Then we have clients that are stable or they are rising, and then we have those who are winning. And high value clients are clients. There's something in the chat. Let me take the chat box. Sounds great. Awesome. Thank you, Marina. So when you are here, we have a line here in between. And high value clients are clients that are above the line. Okay, here's why. So we have, on the one hand, they have different focus when it comes to their business or their life or their specific situation, and they have a different awareness. Yes. So when you talk to people who are below that line, meaning the ones that are who are failing or struggling, they typically think in terms of problems and nightmares. Yes. So they're the ones that if I don't fix this, I have these problems in my business. These guys are not working. It's dangerous. And if I do not make a change there fast, I'm going out of business. I'm going to live off. Going to live on the streets. You know, my children will not go to college. You know, and all hell is going to break loose. Right. So their focus is all on problems and what happens if they cannot if they cannot solve the problem, which is how we independent consultants and coaches typically also communicate on that level. Yes, because that's what we do. We fix other people's problems. The challenge is when we talk to these people, these are also the ones who typically do not have a lot of money. They don't have the budgets. They're the ones that haggle, the ones that increase their scope and don't want to pay for it, and the ones where you need to rewrite your statement of works like 500 times before it gets passed along, and they need like multiple approvals. Okay, whereas the people on above the line, they are the ones that think in terms of wants. What is it that I want from now on? What's my next step? What's the next level that what I want my organization to be at? You know, what's next for my team? How can we expand? What we need to add? How can we add services? Right. So they they think ahead, and therefore, instead of nightmares, they have dreams come true. I think if I did this, if I brought my team to that next level, that's going to happen to my company. Those are the great things that will be happening. We will all be rich and be on the beach and have fun or whatever their vision is. But they have a totally different mentality. Does that make sense? Yes, just give me in the chat box or a comment box or thumbs up if you have your video on. Would be great so that I know. Okay. So high value clients. Yes, awesome. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Awesome. High value clients are the people here on top. Okay. And most people, when we start out as coaches or consultants, then we have the people here on the bottom. Again, those are the ones that haggle with their price. They all want more. They're never really satisfied. These are the ones who want a refund or with a price reduction and want more and ask for more services. Expect you to do it without additional pay. What's different here is the messaging. Yes, so if you want high value clients, we cannot exclusively communicate on pain, right? When we do our marketing. The typical marketing is, I help clients solve their IT issues. I help clients, eliminate their debt. Yes, I help clients to, make the first $10,000 in the next 30 days. That's kind of like the clients that we want to target when they're below that red line. Okay, so if you are in that business, if you're in the business of helping small business owners to make another $10,000 next month, so that they have that in their pocket and they overcome their cash flow crisis that way, then you're dealing with the people below the line. Awesome that demographic, help them by any means, but that's when you know now who you're talking to, right? So there you need to structure your offer and your pricing differently, and the time frame is different. Whereas the people on top of the red line have a longer timeline, they have more money, they're happy to invest. Why? Because they know that normal people, the people below the line, they work because they want to make money, right? So they spend time to make money. The successful people, the people over the red line, they spend money to save time. So they're the ones that are really, really happy to pay somebody money to get results faster or better than they could by themselves. Whereas the people below the red line are the ones who, go to free training, read a book, go to conferences, try to get as much as they can, learn as much as they can, and then implement themselves, only to realize it takes you need to know much more than just what you got from a workshop. And also, it takes a lot of time. Okay, making sense so far? Give me thumbs up or put it in the chat box or comment box. Cool. So that's it. So now let's talk about the people above the red line. Those are the ones, again, that pay better. They have a long-term vision, and they want us to grow as well because they have a growth mindset. Yeah. So for that reason, you have as your homework, it's your next step. You have this target client hot buttons worksheet. And I would encourage you to write down what is it that you where's the time, where are your clients in your head? Take the ideal client that you want to solve. Okay. If you want to unmute yourself here with you on Zoom, then let me know. We can work through your client. But in my case, for example, what my clients want is they want to grow to $1 million. Yeah. They want to retire early. They, they want a strategy to get there. They want some tools, and they want help, for example. Yes. Their dream come true is when that all happens is they retire at age 50, before age 50, and live on the beach and work 10 hours a day, right? 10 hours a week, for example. So also illustrated examples. What are your clients' dreams and wants? Write it down. Okay. And then go to the left side. So, okay, what are your clients' problems? What problems do they have? They still get paid by the hour, for example. If you're in the technology arena, then they may have too much technical debt. Just know that because one of my clients is a former CIO, right? So it's technical debt. They have strained relationships with operations, yes, and they have not enough cash. Yeah. So, and their nightmares are if that doesn't happen, then so if I cannot solve these problems, I will live on the street. I will disappoint my children. Very often, most people that are in that situation, the first thing I think about is what happens to my children. Yes. So they, I know they will need to file for bankruptcy, right? So those are the things that either that they want to go away rather than come in, and they are things that they're envision and things that are happening right now. Okay, so put this together, and then it's a matter of targeting your clients. And what I'm submitting to you is this, that if you want to target high-paying clients, you've got to communicate more here, which is more aspirational and less tactical. Yes. And most of us, because we can help so many people, we go out with our messaging and telling people, what their problems are and how the world should be and how we can help. By the way, for everybody who is here on the call or listens to this, have you noticed that the market is very saturated right now? There are a lot of there are consultants and coaches for almost everything. Yes. And there's a lot of shouting. Yes. And everybody shouts louder. And what if instead of shouting louder, we start whispering? We whisper into their ears. Yes, we're in their heads. We talk their language. We understand them. Right? We talk about their aspirations. We get them. much, much more effective than all the shouting that we're hearing everywhere. That's the exercise. So as your homework, I know you know what clients say, so I'm not don't give you homework, but I've made it easy for you. I have in the worksheet here a client profiling worksheet that you can actually read like off, off the sheet. And I want you to interview 10 clients or 10 potential clients uh, and ask them these questions. And then write down in the sheet when you see this here, for example, like where are you stuck right now when it comes to blah, 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 your problem. And then write down exactly the words that they are using to describe their problems. So if you want to build rapport, if you want to be in their head, if you want to be on the same page with them and you have the ability to whisper in their ears, then you need to be able to see the world through their eyes and describe it in their words. It's the number one um, rule for building rapport. We know that from hostage taking. Yes, so for those of you guys who have not read Chris Voss's book yet, Never Split the Difference, Chris Ross literally wrote the hostage taking the hostage negotiating handbook at the FBI. Has a book called Never Split the Difference. He explains that very, very well in there. Yes. If you want to take this a little bit further, then I'm inviting you to a 10 minutes conversation with me where we can go through your client profile and develop a three-step plan with you, what you can do, where you need to look, what your messaging should be, and to find your high target clients, and then also some of the other issues that we addressed earlier. So with that, I am opening the floor here. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them right now. At this point, a question that I get, Robert, did you unmute yourself? Did you want to ask a question, or Marina?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm representing a company called Integrity Business Solutions, and we work with business owners, C-suite executives to help them become more profitable, grow, thrive.
Yes.
And it's an incredible company. We have 11 different divisions to help these business and professional owners with employer incentives and tax credits, corporate loans, business and franchise development strategies, and just and a lot of business reduction expense audits.
Yes.
That we do, and so we're very unique. We do not charge any fees up front. It's all contingent based on results that we find in the savings and benefits for them.
Yes.
So yes, you're absolutely right. You got to target the right people. And according to our data, 82% of business professional owners do not have a relationship with an insurance or financial advisor.
Yes.
So it's a big blue ocean out there.
Yes.
And so, we can do from Main Street up to Fortune 100 companies. We find them a lot of money.
Yeah. So what's your question?
It's more of a comment. Everything you're talking about targeting the right people. And so, I've been in the insurance industry for 45 years.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, you want to work with business and professional owners because they have more needs and they usually have the money to pay for the services.
Super. I agree. Thank you for sharing. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, Marina, I saw you wanted to get a question.
Oh, yeah, very interesting information. And now I'm kind of like rethinking because my target has been startups.
Yeah.
So, um, because there's such need, startups are all about needing to ramp up quickly the information that I possess.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, oh, I'm actually going to the lower parts of the bucket maybe I should be seeking. So my question is, how do I, yeah, so how do I get to the top part?
Well, yeah.
And I've only let me preface everything that I've just barely begun, very
Yes.
early
Yes.
days. But I see so much need, but then how do we find those toppermost parts?
Yeah. So typically after they got funding. Yes.
Yeah, oh,
So so once they got like especially like once they got Series B funding, then they're under pressure to deliver fast and prove their business and themselves. And I said that earlier, but let me show that to you again, like as a graph. So what happens is when this is the level of success, and then here it's the level of this is time. So most business owners, right, or most people actually, they initially they're successful, and then they start to plateau, right, like that. And that time, what most people do, they ask themselves, how can I fix the problem right now? Yes. And that's when they go to webinars, free webinars, they read books, maybe even they go to courses or conferences or even workshops and so on, uh, only to feel even more pressure because it's more complicated. You got to know have more experience to be successful. A workshop isn't doing it. Reading a book isn't doing it, and so on. And so they start to plateau, or they only grow very slowly. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. So the successful people, they change the question. As they don't ask them like at this point, how can I solve the problem? But who can solve the problem for me? And then that's why they get results, better results, faster. Those are the people that then hire a coach or a consultant. Yes. Robert, are you with like Schooling Mitchell maybe?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I know the company very well. So because you come in for free, yes. And very often you need to convince people that you can actually deliver. But at one point, even these clients need to make a decision that they invest the time in the relationship and the trust. And the number one feedback that most consultants and coaches are getting right now is the time commitment. It's not so much the price, it's the time commitment. So there's a lot going on here um, at the how and who level. Yeah, so when they change from how to who, that where they need to jump like emotionally make a progression. Those are Marina, to your point, those are the people above the red line. So when you work with startups, then those are typically startups that have just gotten funding and now they need to show results fast. They need to hire faster. They need to produce faster. They need to build an infrastructure faster. They build a company faster, what have you. But they need results faster and better than they could by themselves. And that's when they're willing to invest. Once all that money is spent, and like before the next funding round, that's probably not the best time to go in. Although you need to it may also depend on the company. But that's the difference between getting those high value clients and the ones where you work hard, you pitch, you know, you can help. You give them, you even give them a free service just to get your foot in the door and what have you, only to get nowhere. Yes,
Right.
and good question. Any other? Did you have a follow-up question there, Christina? Marina, sorry.
Well, all true. And then I found the email today, hiring freeze, so everything's on hold because of potential recession. So
Thank you for bringing up the recession. So uh, let's talk about the recession right now, right? So number one, the stock market is not the economy. Yes, the economy is not your business. Your business is not you. Yes. So separate that. There's a lot of money to be made in recessions. And when we look at historically over the past 18 years, there's a service that you can use called Google Trends, and you can look that up, what the demand was for certain services over the last 18 years. And the coaching, certain types of coaching and certain types of consulting have throughout the recession stayed either stable or actually grown
Yes.
in recession. So right now, when you look, the demand for business coaches is increasing. So if you're a business coach right now, it's a good time. Yes. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah. So and then Robert there he smiles because he knows that now people want to save more money. He can come in and he has an easy sell, right? And you can show results within like a couple of months or so. All right. So what changes here, Marina, is in the recession is very often the time frame is shorter. The ones the desires are still there, but the time frame is shorter. So people want to see results a little bit faster. So the question is, how can you give them immediate results? Give an example from my business when I was in a niche industry called localization consulting, which included technology consulting and so on. One of my first promises was that if you have a budget of $1 million in translation or above, I can save you at least $100,000 in direct translation cost because I can find you better vendors at lower prices. Yes, and then the money that they paid for me, there was an immediate ROI. So sometimes you got to do this, especially in recessions. But when you are in anything that has to do with money and finance, beauty and health, and love and relationship, recessions are golden times for coaches and consultants. So what is important right now, right? So let's talk about health and beauty. Yes. Do you know what one product, like physical product, goes through the roof in the recessions? Skincare products.
Mhm.
Defies me. Yes, defies me. But we look at it like when you skincare products. The moment we went on lockdown for the COVID, the sales for skincare products skyrocketed. Yes, let's talk about relationship. It matters during those times when you need to sometimes you need to let go of people in order to save your company. Yes, I've been there, and a lot of my friends have been there, and then it's more a matter of how you do it and how you go about it, and the relationships you still want to maintain after the people are gone. Yes, and so when that happens and you let go of like 10% of your workforce, then it's even more important that you keep the remaining 90% upbeat and motivated and focused and productive and embrace the strategy and not leave, because what happens in those times is the moment you let go of people, who is the first people that are leaving are the performers, because they're like, what, that is a negative environment, I don't need to be here, I can go anywhere else, right? So don't tell yourself the story that because we have recession right now, you cannot sell. The opposite is true. It's only in your head. Sorry. Yeah.
excellent, appreciate that.
So, and I think you have my contact information anyway. So contact me, and I'd be happy to build a three-step plan with you as well. For the rest of you, I will give you a link later on. I'm not selling anything here. So if you want to get together, I will follow up with you by email anyway. There's a link where you can schedule a session with me. It's a 10-minute sessions where we look at where you are, where you want to go, what's holding you back, or what's broken, and what's possible for you in the next 12 weeks. Yes. And I know it's like super unprofessional that I'm not giving you the link here right now, but I also have a reputation that when I give workshops, I give value and I don't abuse those events as sales events. Okay, cool. The other question that I get at this point is it ethical to get into your client's head? I'm running a Facebook ads right now on the topic, and I get so much hate comments on it. So many of them that it's not ethical. It is ethical, right? The difference between it being not ethical and it being ethical is intent. Yes. So if you're using it because you want to sell more and make more money and draw more money out of people's pockets, then no, don't do it. No, I'm not going to take you on as a client either. But if you wholeheartedly want to serve and not only be in your clients' heads but also in their hearts, then that's the only way to go. Because these people will not listening to people to all the other that have their concession stands in front of them and shout. Yeah. All right. Cool. So thank you very much for everyone. Good questions. I loved it. And hope to talk to you in person. And if not, I will see you on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, wherever you watch this right now. All right. Bye. Oh, finish. I didn't press the finish button.